Right, back onto the Cavalier then today. Let's go and sort out what I'm doing this week. So, hi. So, as we can see, there is some extensive rust down here. I didn't think it was as bad as it is, but it is. So, I'm waiting for a new sheet metal to come. And I think that's coming tomorrow. But we'll still need to cut this bit back here a lot more because the rust continues under there, and then we're going to have to make a new bit of these. I've sort of got the old bit there that I can sort of make a template out of to do that, and I'm going to try and make this as close to the original as possible because it's obviously not a flat floor, because otherwise we'll have a bit of bowing. So I'm going to try and put some in it and see how we get on. So that's this week's job. I'm cutting out quite a lot of floor. All of this. Oh, coming out. I've got a new bit coming tomorrow, and a new bit of sheet steel that I'm going to have to shape and put some in it just to make sure it put some of these in somewhere along the line, and then I'm going to have to make a new bit of these. I'm still having to cut this back because it's still proper rusty. Big holes. Fun. Right, moving on a couple of days, and this is what we've got. As you can see, I've put a new bit in there, but you can still see that this is rusty up the top here. So yeah, that must have been a inside leak. So this new bit is nicely welded in, nice and solid there, but we still have an issue with the floor. So the floor goes up to that bit there, so we need to strip this bit back to a reasonable place. I might have to do that in two sections. It's going to be incredibly difficult to weld up there, but there's a little bit here that needs to have a little bit done, but the rest of it I might chop that just to make it a bit more squarer, but then again I might not, because that's actually quite a good line. I haven't cleaned it up yet ready for welding, but it's actually quite the good line. But I'm quite pleased with that, so we'll see how we get on for the rest of the week. Yes, it is now Thursday. My metal still hasn't arrived, which I'm a bit annoyed about, but I'll show you what I've been doing, and I'm not sure whether or not I'm happy with it, happy enough with it anyway. I've had to cut right back up there. At the moment I'm quite, I don't know, I mean, this is solid because I've put the bit in underneath. I've put a new bit underneath. It's solid enough. I reckon it maybe because you see I've blown through there. It's probably because it's really hard to weld underneath this bit here. So I'm gonna carry on, I guess. I've got another bit to put in here so I can sort of square this bit off. I've got a template for that already, which fits in there quite nicely. Slightly down a bit. But I'm a bit worried about welding onto this bit here because that's in sort of a corner, if you know what I mean, and my welding skills in corners isn't very good. But we'll see. I'm gonna carry on and then see how I get on. So, end of the week. This is where we are. Yep, this is where we are then. I've put a new. This is just laying in there at the moment. It's not welded in at all. I was hoping to get the whole thing finished at the end of this week, but I haven't managed to do that. So I had to come up with a way of bending this metal on my own. At first I tried a scaffolding bar, which is why it's a little bit ripply, but it will be okay once it's just fettled in and welded in. As you can see, the back bit, what I've done is I've folded up tabs. So obviously that's a bit high at the moment, so that's got to go down a little bit. A little bit of this has got to be cut out, and that's going to go down in a minute. And then the front bit has just got to have a little bit more fettling around the corner. And get that all welded in hopefully next week. So that's the end of this video for this week. If you like watching me do this, then please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.